Welcome to Unbiased and on the Fence. How are you guys doing today? We are here with SunPsychic Jean. How are you, Jean?
I am great, Shane. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. Um, Let me scoot you over there. I got you running off the screen for some reason there. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah, I'm doing great. Everything's going great. I was running a little bit behind today, but I'm happy to be here. We actually already have a question from Joanne Gray from Australia, but let's talk about how to best present the questions. Um, or do you want to? Let's do this question, then we will give people time to hop in here, so we won't have to say it more than once. How about that? Because
Sure, sure. I want let me see
just a general
some
reading,
titles.
maybe from her higher team or higher self for Joanne Gray is the first one.
Excellent. Yes, absolutely. Thanks, Joanne. And she stopped by. I did a short little live on Friday evening and she stopped by there. So thanks for stopping over and it's nice to see you again.
And those of you that don't remember, Joanne is the one that's got the beautiful organ wands that she made for myself and Eileen and Sherry and Michelle. The four beautiful magical wands. So that's Joanne. So that's who we are.
Wow.
Yeah, and she's been on the show a couple of times. So
Wonderful, wonderful. I'll have to check those out. Yeah, I do remember the wands and excellent. I didn't realize it was you, Joanne. Thanks. Okay.
that's who we are.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm picking up some fluttering energy. That's fluttering, like a sort of like when you would a bird would flutter their wings. I'm not even sure if that's the word, but it's like I see things like changing from on and off and very fast. And I they appear to be like wings to me. Um, I think this has to do with it's almost somebody had described seeing a Merkaba or a Merkaba that sort of changed dimensions, almost as if you would have like a sacred geometry that moved, and then it would flash light off of each side of it, and it almost would look like something is fluttering. Um, so they're showing me a lot of different sort of energetic images around you, Joanne. What does this mean for Joanne? They're saying it's communication. They're codes. There's codes in the communication in the I'm not sure if you get images or if you receive codes in any way. They're saying it's a means of communication for you. Do you do light language, Joanne? There's some sort of a code that comes in. So they maybe say sacred geometry, they maybe say Merkaba, they maybe say energetic codes. And this is something that you are translating and you're familiar with. It's almost like you kind of go into either a trance or a um, meditation, and you you feel these energies come through. And then you have this knowing and understanding. You ground these energies. These are energies that they're, you know how when they used to say, Shane, how they say when scientists or inventors would all get the same idea all at the same time, and only one of them would actually act on it or something, and then they would see saying, "Oh, um, that was my idea. I had that same idea right around the same time." Well, this is sort of what they're showing me, is that they're sending in some communication and some codes that they're sending down to many different people simultaneously. That means something for you, Joanne.
And that's connected with the fluttering, like energy or something? Maybe.
Because of the flipping of the sacred geometry, it would give off light, and all I kept seeing was the light changing, and it looked like it was changing fast. So these are like codes or energies that were changing fast, and it almost looked like it was fluttering, almost like, in the beginning of a an old movie, how they would put in the movie film, and it would like skip a little bit and it would flutter.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was seeing.
Wow, that's cool. Hello, Vivian. Vivian says hello to us. Let's see here. I
Hi,
don't know if.
Viviani.
Yeah,
Yes.
Joanne, chime in if you can, and we'll maybe follow up with you on that. See if that resonates with you. I thought I saw another
Somebody is a
question.
good slow troll slayer. Yay!
Yeah, it was a bot hopped in there. I axed them pretty quick. Let's see.
Good.
Okay, Debbie, thanks for the question. Debbie Young. Let's put Debbie Young up on the screen here. Debbie Young says, hello. I would love to know if you have any message for me. Thank you. So I guess it's kind of a higher self
Hi,
connecting
Debbie.
in. Yeah.
Sure.
And welcome to everyone just joining us, by the way.
So what I'm hearing is I it's it's they're reminding you about grounding. And it's almost like um they're showing me like a small dog, like when maybe like less than 15 pounds, and a small dog, and this dog, it was brought into your life to uh facilitate the grounding and to pull you, or to remind you to ground it. This dog or this pet reminds you over and over again that to focus on the here and now. I'm not sure if you have any small little pets that are tiny like that, but the grounding is very important for you. So as soon as I went up to your higher self to get a message, they brought me right down to this very small puppy, that a small dog that is very close to the ground, and they are reminding you to make sure that you ground. It's important to have this balance, this yin yang, this balance of um, spirit and here on earth as well.
Perfect. I was having some trouble there. I didn't mean to put the smiley face up there, but we got you definitely, Earth Hope. Let's go over the way people can frame the questions, or what best way, because you can connect with our loved ones on the other side, as well as even pets and things like that. So,
Yes. I do have that. Sorry, Shane.
oh, no problem.
I wonder.
Hey to
I
everybody
just
joining in.
popped it up there.
Perfect.
Now, It
No.
was formatted, but it doesn't look formatted there. And are you okay with caps or?
Yeah. Yeah, if you guys want to put them in caps, that kind of makes them stand out to us and helps a little bit.
Hmm. Yeah, sorry about that, Shane.
Ah, no problem. Okay, I got that pinned up there. Okay, this one is for, let's see, Earth Hope is up. Any general reading will be fun. Love the last one. Thank you.
Good, good. So I'm not sure. I'm seeing like a big white ball. It's like a fluffy white ball. Um, Almost like a powder puff kind of texture. And uh, I'm not sure, Earth Hope, if you use a lot of protection, if you have yourself like um, batten down the hatches kind of thing. They're giving me they're giving me this white puff ball. And so if you would just do me a small little favor, it's just a little exercise. If you would put your hands up in front of you right here, and almost as if you're grabbing the curtains right behind me. And I want you just to push the curtains open a little bit and give me permission to access your energy just a little bit and just in your own mind. And this will help me to get a little bit more. I do feel as though you have some loved ones who have crossed over that are uh, around you and watching over you. I feel as though that you've had some difficulty and some emotional drama and trauma in the last couple of years, that you are surrounding yourself with this white cotton ball kind of puff to protect your energy. You feel as though you may be a little tender and sort of in the recovery mode, like still a little fragile from and recovering from the event that transpired. There's just a little bit of a nervous energy inside of your soul, which is the reason you having the protection is a very good thing. So let me just see. What can Earth Hope do to help calm this energy? It's almost like your baseline is a little nervous. It's almost like there's really nothing to be nervous about, but you sort of have like this little jitteriness to you that you're not sure exactly what may be doing it. It may be something as simple as caffeine or something, but um, it's sort of like you're you're feeling something deep in your bones, like in your soul, is what I'm kind of feeling. Um,
Earth Hope says, "Funny, I was just in a place where I needed protection." So that could be what you're picking up on.
Hmm. Um, what at the risk of repeating myself from the last reading, what they're saying is it's important for you to balance your nutrition so that you have a lot of the earth and root kind of vegetables in your body. Um, the potatoes, the carrots, the parsnips, the, you know, mushrooms, things that grow very close to the earth or out of the earth. And these fall vegetables are also very good to help nourish and balance that nervous energy. They're saying that when we do this spiritual work, it's very important for us to get the optimum sleep, the optimum nutrition, and be in balance because these energies, the spiritual connections that we bring down to us is takes a little bit of a toll on our human essence. So for our human to be very well rested, very well hydrated, and balanced nutrition is very important. They're also showing me leafy greens to help balance out some of that nervous energy. Isn't that something? Yeah, it's important. They're also showing me sort of like you know how they have thunder coats for puppies or weighted blankets for security? Something like this may just soothe your physical energy. If you have, I don't know if you like blankets on you all the time, or if you feel more secure if you're under like a little bit of a heavier blanket. I'm not sure what that is. Very interesting, Earth Hope. Um, I'm sorry for what you've been through, and I do thank you for allowing me, opening up that curtain and allowing me, yeah, yeah, allowing me to tap into your energy. Yeah, it could just simply be, to balance that sleep. I'm not sure. Yeah.
I was wondering if Earth Hope is saying, do you work every night from 2 to 5, or you have difficulty sleeping from 2 to 5? So,
I think she wakes up in the, you know, spiritual hours.
oh, okay, yeah, yeah, I do that sometimes too. Just never know. It'll be 333 sometimes or something. I'm like, just wake up at some synchronistic number. Debbie Young chimed back in. Thank you. I don't have a dog at this time. My dog crossed over in 2018. I always need to ground. This year has been the hardest of my life. My heart goes out
Wow.
to you, and you're not alone with that, Debbie. It's things are ramping up. It can be really tough, and that's why I'm so thankful that we have our little community. You know, let me see.
Wow. Sorry about that, Debbie. Yeah. It's really important for all of us to remember the balance and the grounding and the sleep, the hydration and nutrition and things like this because the energies are very intense and there's a lot asked of a lot of us.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up with all of it sometimes. A question from Susan Wolf. Wolf, who wants to know if there's any messages from her dad or mom.
Okay.
Thank you for the
So
question, Susan.
if she could, I'm going to go ahead and start connecting, but if she could pop in uh, the first name of your dad and mom, that would be helpful. Because if I ask for dad and mom, every it's
Right.
a little easier to zero in or to uh, focus in on their energies.
hmm
Call them in almost. They're
hmm
here, but
Right.
to let them know, Anthony. Oh no, sorry. Um, to let them know that we're that it's their turn. that it's time. Actually, when I did my meditation, I asked for the loved ones to come forward and to assist me ahead of time and got them acquainted with my spirit guides so that we would be able to have a stronger connection. So I'm not sure. Let me see if I can just start. Susan Wolf. So I'm getting pulled to your mom, and I'm getting a mask and sort of like a COVID mask and
Jack and Mary Jane.
goggles.
Sorry.
Who is it?
Jack and
Jack
Mary
and
Jane. Yeah.
okay. So I'm picking up Mary Jane, and I have her. I'm not sure if she was a surgeon or if she worked in a pharmaceutical type of facility where you have to wear masks, or sometimes even in the food industry you have to wear masks. But I see her with masks and a mask and goggles was the first thing that she showed me, which was unusual. She's showing me reindeer that are in flight. You know how like the reindeer they have their front paws curled under them that you can tell. I mean, the cartoon kind, I
Right.
guess. That you can tell are so I see like a reindeer in flight. Let me just keep going and see if any of this resonates with you. Thank you, Mary Jane. Mary Jane, would you kindly share information that Susan would be able to validate today? She's showing me covers on her feet. Like, the kind that you would put covers on your feet before you walk into somebody's house. I don't know. She's showing me a lot of protective gear. I'm not sure if she did this for a living or if you do this for a living, why she keeps showing me protective gear, other than maybe it's a message of protection. Um, it's highly unusual. These are not usual things I communicate with. She is protecting you. She's like a mother bear with her cubs. She's very protective and is still watching over you. She's saying it's okay. She's saying it's okay. I've got this. She wants you to move forward and to sort of, it's okay for you to let your guard down, that she has your back. And she just wanted to convey this, that she feels as though you may be either holding in place or not stepping out into the community as you would uh, before, and she's just letting you know that you are protected and that it's okay for you to engage, that she's got your back. It's a lovely thing. Was she very protective in your lifetime as well? 'Cause she's coming through. She's a mom. Mary Jane, is there something that Susan can validate? What can you give me that Susan can validate? I'm getting that perhaps you may be the youngest child, or the one that she was closest to. I feel as though you may have had a role in taking care of her towards the end of her life. She's very very her messages are not coming through very strongly for me. And let me see if I can see her. Mary Jane, can you show me as you were here? Getting a thinner woman with like shoulder length, and she was a little petite as well. And she was active in towards her older as she aged. She was still active, more active than most. And she did like to kind of run the show. Like she was the boss. If she walked into the room, she assumed command.
Susan says she was a fierce protector.
Small but mighty. She had the spirit of 10 men. Thank you, Mary Jane. She says she is together there with your father, and your father is honoring your mother and letting her come through and provide the messages, but he is supporting you as well. Your father has his hand on your mother's shoulder, sort of like standing behind her with his hand on her shoulder, showing his support for her and that he has her back and he's there with her. He seems to be obviously a taller man, but very loving, very gentle, and respected your mom. I feel he may have crossed. I don't know. He may have been there to greet her, but she's a wonderful woman. She's a wonderful woman. I'm going to release her energy now, but yeah, Mary Jane is. But she kept showing me this protective gear. I couldn't figure out what it was.
Yeah, that makes sense. Protective gear. That's cute. Okay. I did have one here. Okay. One from Marcia Costa, or Marcia Costa, I'm not sure. Probably Marcia. Hello, everyone. Greetings from Spain. I would like to know if my higher self wants me to know something special for this coming week. Thank you. And thank you for the question, Marcia.
Excellent. Thank you. So they're showing me an image of a hippo, and the hippo with his mouth fully engaged, all the way open. Um, I'm not sure if you're going on a safari, literally, or if there is some huge energy that you may feel as though could possibly be dangerous. This huge energy is the hippo, and the danger is the hippo's mouth sitting there open, waiting for the prey to come in. I'm not sure if there's something that is, I wouldn't say physically dangerous, but just a risk that you're taking in some way, whether it's a financial risk or a personal risk. I don't know. Um, but there is a large force that you feel as though you need to contend with. Please, I'm curious, are you going on a safari? Or when they show me these images, I really honestly do not know if it's metaphor or if it's literal. It's funny. But yeah, there's a large force. Let me just see how will Marcia do with this large force she's moving towards. They're showing me that sometimes the force is what you believe it is. So if in your mind you see a large hippo, a dangerous hippo with his mouth open, you can change that to like, I don't know, like a firefly with his mouth open or something, or a little worm with his mouth open. Just something you can it's a matter of perspective, and it's a matter of you coming to the table, um, knowing, standing in your own power, and knowing that you're going to get from point A to point B, regardless of what is the opposition is, and to almost like take the wind out of their sails and say, you put your feet in, or you put your pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else. Like, don't sit there and act like you're this big hippo with your mouth open. I'm going to tell you what I need to tell you, or I'm going to show you what I need to show you, and I'm not going to be intimidated. There's something that is like presenting itself to be bigger than what it really needs to be, and it's going to give you an opportunity um, eh, to uh, sit in, or to pull from your inner self, from your own power, and to control the situation with your perspective, and hold this calmly and securely within yourself. I hope that makes sense.
Let's see. Marcia says, no safari planned. It might be a metaphor. Yeah.
Well, that's good news.
Very cool.
Mhm.
An
I'm sure
adventure,
something is,
perhaps.
mhm, or something that's coming up that may be daunting. I'm not sure why. Yeah. Something that you would need to stand your ground and stay firm.
Very cool. This question is from Lark Kemper. Thank you, Lark, for the question. Question in reference to Nikola Tesla. What I have been seeing, am I on the right track or right direction? On the right direction.
Okay. I'm going to use my pendulum. Hi, Lark. How are you? Thanks for coming. And I too connect with Nikola Tesla. That's funny. That's interesting. I mean, that's what I meant by that. On a little bit more of a personal level, but uh, is what Lark Kemper is seeing, is what Lark is seeing, is he going on in the right direction? Is Lark going in the right direction when regarding what he's seeing? So I'm getting a yes, Lark. I'm getting a yes. Let me see what they say. They're saying that this This is something that you may need to collaborate with others in order to bring to fruition. I just feel like you may have one piece of the puzzle, and that there are going to be many other pieces needed to create the whole. And they're reminding you that all work and no play doesn't doesn't maintain a healthy human. That it's important to rest, to play, to relax, to think of other things, and then come back to it when you're fresh. Try not to, if you feel fatigued or if you feel um, not able to focus, they're saying that is our cue for you to stop focusing, stop concentrating, stop connecting, or whatever you're doing. If you're feeling this fatigue, that's our sign to you that you need to replenish, rejuvenate, and uh, have recreation, and then come back to it. And this will allow time for things to develop and to form. Like it takes time. It takes the ebb and the flow. It takes time for this to come forward. So yeah, it's interesting. Very
Very cool. Here's one that I accidentally skipped. This is for True. Help, my elderly cat went missing yesterday. Can you tell me where to look or if he will come back home? Thank you.
What's the cat's name?
Let's see. What's your
I'm
cat's
sure
name,
there's a lot.
True? They go on to say, or if he will come back home, and then my cat might have had a seizure and be disoriented. So let's see. You can let us know the cat's name. Punk.
Oh. I'm getting that he will come back home, that it wasn't serious, and will Punk come back home before midnight tonight? Not before midnight tonight. Will Punk come back home before sundown on Sunday? Before sundown on Sunday. Will Punk come back home before noon on Sunday the 16th? Will Punk come back home by noon on Sunday the 16th? Saying yes. Will Punk come back home by 6 a.m. on Sunday the 16th? No, so it'll be before noon. Interesting. We'll come back in the morning tomorrow. He's out. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. They're
Yeah,
saying it wasn't serious.
he's 14 years old. So sending love to your little kitty cat, and
Punk,
no
that's a
problem.
cute name. Yeah, let us know. There was a dog that was lost in the neighborhood, and they said, that he was spotted in the neighborhood, but nobody could catch him, and they wanted to know when he would finally be caught. And and I said it was on like the 31st of October before, or something like that, before the 31st of October. And they found him like at 10:30 p.m. on the 30th, like the day before. It was like the very last hour of the day that they found him. And I picked up that they would find him, that it was a community that would find him. Like he wouldn't turn up in a shelter somewhere. It would be the community that would act together to help. And that's exactly what happened. So, and I was, and they, I would know, I mean, just like this, I would just give an answer, and they came back to the actual video and put a comment in the video and said what happened. And they told me the time and stuff like that. So I'm getting the chills right now. It's just, it's really very interesting, the way spirit can work. So please let us know, and all the best to you and to Punk.
Absolutely. Let's see. Oh, Earth Hope, I wanted to bring this up. I just went to the coolest place in Oklahoma. You stand in a spot and it echoes back in every volume, tone, and octave, but only to the speaker. I'd love someone to tap into that sometime. Okay, that's called the Center of the Universe, downtown Tulsa. It's pretty weird. I don't think it's actually the center of the universe, though. Let's see. Susan said, yes, that's her. She was not small, though. She had fiery red hair until her 90s. Wow. Tony Rain had a comment about Back to the Future, the way the J.C. Penney sign in the background, right at the beginning, has the extra E in there, and it's so obvious and looks so weird. I have definitely seen that, and it does stick out like a sore thumb, you know. It's actually one of those times when you're like, I would have remembered it, you know. But it is wild that it would be in the Back to the Future movie, you know.
No coincidence. They're like, what do we have to do? We're making it plain as day. These guys have got to wake up.
Right?
Can't they see? Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. Are you, am I answering this question for Earth Hope? I don't know that,
No,
or
no.
is that
I was
okay,
just bringing
okay,
it up.
okay.
And
Yeah.
let's see if I have any more questions here. True says, thank you so much. It is a feeling. It is my feeling too that he will come back home.
Oh, that's great.
He's actually a huge tomcat. That's cute. Silverman says he's out punking out.
Terrorizing the neighborhood.
Right.
Yeah.
A question from PJ Tucker, who would like to know, will my dog Quinn get better from her hematoma on her ear? Thank you for the question, PJ. A question from PJ Tucker. Dog's name is Quinn.
Let me check. You know how, well, for instance, when if I were to catch a cold or something, it always goes into my glands, like my tonsils, and I always get like swollen tonsils and infected tonsils. No matter what happens, it's always my tonsils. If my sister gets sick, she always gets something in her chest, and it's always a cough. It's always like, it's sort of like a weakened area that we're susceptible, that a illness will land in this area, whatever the susceptible area is. and they're saying that this ear has like a weakened defense system that I don't know if it's slow to heal or if it's resistant to heal or if it needs support like bandaging or medication or topical something, but it needs support. And it seems to be like a weakened area or a trouble spot for this dog. And it may be just as simple as a thought form that needs to move and can be energetically or moved by Reiki and or yeah, I don't know if there's dog acupuncture or not, but um, some sort of a support to it's a weakened area. That's funny that poor Quinn. It feels as though it's sort of like there was an injury or a trauma that sort of keeps coming back, or I feel just something about it is weakened. I'm not sure if you know anybody that does Reiki or if you can just concentrate on the thought form of the dog and of Quinn and go into the problem area and imagine what the problem area, what color the problem area is. So let's say oh, okay. Yeah. So let's say on the dog's ear there is a hematoma. So what color would the hematoma be for you, PJ? You would be the one to determine this. So let's say the hematoma is a red color. So what shape is the color? Is this red hematoma? So the shape is let's just make it simple. Let's say it's a square shape. So you want to objectify this actual energy, this actual issue with the ear, objectify it, and then you want to imagine yourself and into that energy, and you want to hang on to this red square, and you want to remove it from Quinn's ear, and you want to take it anywhere in nature that you would like. Let's say you want to take it right outside your front door and plant it right underneath of the tree. And this little red square, you want to thank it for the information and for the ability for you to notice that Quinn needed help. Thank it for the information and for all of its help in the situation. And then you can bury this red square and then ask Mother Gaia to come and transmute this energy. Then you want to imagine another color of a healing energy. Let's imagine the color of green. And let's imagine that the shape of this healing energy is like in a diamond shape. And you want to imagine this diamond green healing energy. And you want to take this energy in your mind's eye and bring it over to Quinn's ear. And you want to let it resonate into Quinn's ear. And you want to make sure that it covers all of the infected or all of the problem area. And you want to make sure that this green diamond healing energy is activated for as long as necessary until this wound is completely gone. And you can do this each and every morning. You can do this as much as needed. And your intention and your belief and your telepathic telling Quinn, you're going to be all better. This is all going to go away now. You won't have to worry about this anymore. Kind of reassure Quinn and let Quinn know as well what's going on. And or you can contact a animal communicator, animal healer, and they may be able to move the energy for you as well. But it seems to be sort of like a weakened state. That's interesting.
Excellent. And Earth Hope says, thanks for that question, PJ. I'm going to work the same solution for my old dog. And the thing is, you can kind of shift that and apply it towards whatever is going on with your animal, because we've seen how powerful our intentions are, and just that directing that loving, healing energy at our loved ones, even our living loved ones, right? But especially our little friends, our little furry friends. We
Yeah.
have a great question from Topaz Sky.
Can
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
go ahead.
tell a little bit of a story just to give another example of
Yeah.
how you can transmute that type of energy? I had a problem with my low back for a really long time, and a friend of mine did a technique on me, and it was similar that she asked me to go into the area and to find out what color it was. And in my back, the color of this area was like a rusty color because it felt very stiff and rough. And I said it was like rusty. And then she said to find a way to transport this rust. And I had a bucket, and I sort of like opened a faucet and let the faucet drain all of the rusty feeling out of my low back into this bucket. And then she asked me to take the bucket out, and she said to transmute it. And I'm telling you, I did not think of this. I did not think of this. It happened in front of my eyes, in my third eye, right in front of me. Like all these little monarch butterflies started flying outside of this bucket and went out into nature. I'm getting chills right now. And I'm letting you know I felt so much better. And it's the power of our minds, the power of our thoughts, the power of our intention, and this energetic healing is accessible to all of us. Everybody is has the ability to do this.
Absolutely. I love that. And I can totally imagine the monarch butterflies flying on. Very cool.
They were like the rusty color, right? I went because I saw them. Like I didn't even think that that's what happened. It was really amazing. It was lovely.
Great story of transformation. Let's see. Topaz Sky. I would love a message from my fiance who passed away, and sorry for your loss, Topaz Sky. His name was David.
Thank you. Right. He's showing me an image of a bird with a long beak. It's almost like maybe like a crane or I don't know if it's called a blue crane or something. Um, it's like a water bird. He's showing me peacock feathers, like fanned out peacock feathers. And he's the metaphor of the peacock is telling me that he was a proud man, that he was a strong man and very no, he was substantial and noticeable, and sort of had like a presence to him. His energy had a presence, almost like if a peacock would show their feathers, this is like, this is me, here I am, and notice me, where David may have had this same sort of a presence about him, like, you know, um, people noticed him. He's not quite revealing himself yet. He's still sending me messages. So, David, for Topaz Sky, would you please share information that Topaz Sky can validate. And David, if you would just feel this in your soul, I can connect with that energy and I can translate the message for you that way. I think I have a very active third eye. I think these spirits know that, and they're trying to send me messages here. Um, so I'm being shown a fire hydrant. I don't know if he has anything to do with that. That means anything to you. I see some sort of a uniform. He showed me a buckle at first. I'm not sure if he was buried in uniform or if he wore a uniform at one time. And the fire hydrant, I would only have to say perhaps some sort of a firefighter or some sort of a first responder is, and this, large presence. He's showing me a boot, like a print of a hiking boot or a work boot. I do get he could have been military. Um, some sort of a uniform with a boot.
Topaz guy says that he had MD.
I don't
I think muscular
miss
dystrophy, maybe.
okay. Okay. Oh, oh. Well, that made him noticeable that he was in a wheelchair and passed away with kidney failure. Was he ever, I guess he was never, why is he showing me all this uniform? Why are you showing me this uniform? He said he had honor. He said he lived his life with honor. He said that he was devoted and courageous. He said that he felt as though he contributed to making this world a better place. That he lived his life with sacrifice. He said his spirit is big and strong. He's telling me that you didn't treat him very differently. That you saw his soul through his eyes and his intellect and his kindness and his love, and he just wants to thank you for that. Um, he said you saw me. A lot of people didn't take the time out to really look into his eyes and to get to know him. He said, but the love that you shared together meant everything to him. He said you sacrificed as well. You sacrificed your life. He just wants to thank you for what you gave up. He's very, very gentle energy. He feels a little angelic as well. Well, he's just saying that he felt and lived his life and wouldn't trade a minute. And the lessons and the soul expansion and the uh, awareness that this provided him. He's showing me gold glitters. Um, he's in a very magical state, and it's almost like shimmering gold glitters. Don't know how else to explain it. Sort of like this energy. I don't know if he was ever called the golden child. He's making me say this, but um, he's saying that on the other side there is golden energy around him. It's very beautiful. And he's showering this golden energy on you. It's sort of like he's pouring it out of a flower watering can and showering this golden energy on you in gratitude. Yeah, very interesting.
She says, two peas in a pod. I just can't find that in myself in this awful world. I long to be with him every day. I need that golden energy.
He's supporting you.
This incarnation is too long. I know a lot of people feel like that right now.
Yeah.
I would say hang in there. The best is yet to come.
Yeah. Things will open up. Things will start changing for you.
Absolutely.
It's time to sort of receive. You've been very diligent and caregiver and, taking, sacrificing yourself to take care of him, make sure he was uh, attended to. And now it's time for you to receive and allow for blessings to come in, um, and to be kind to yourself and give yourself just time and take it one day at a time, 1 hour at a time. And don't, you know, don't get ahead of yourself. Just take one day at a time. Yeah, there's this golden shower that is like a healing and it's like honor and respect and blessings that he's pouring on you, which is nice, really nice. Aw, Topaz Sky. Sorry about that. Sorry for your loss.
Absolutely. Christine has a question. I have been worried about my living grandmother. She has not been doing well. Any message or advice on her situation? Her name is Evelyn. Thank you for the question, Christine. This one for Christine White, for Evelyn.
Christine, what I'm hearing, I asked your guides for guidance, and they said that uh, this is this is just one lifetime that you two shared, and she chose to be your grandmother in this lifetime, and in the next lifetime, she may be your brother. In the next lifetime, she may be your boss. In the next lifetime, she may be the neighbor. She said that you will always be connected. You are always soul family, and that you will incarnate and have lifetimes again as you've had lifetimes in the past. And there's never any time on the other side. It'll be it'll be as if you've never separated. But this separation in this lifetime is inevitable. We all separate. It was the agreement when we came in here. And to honor her soul will never leave you, her energy will never leave you. The separation is of the human vehicle. And they're asking to widen your uh, acceptance or awareness, widen your awareness, and see her for the soul that you know, love, and will see again. There is no need for worry. It's cherish the time that you have together, and give it an uplifting energy and not a heavy worry, um, and embrace and cherish the moments that you have together, and just let her know, no matter what, everything's going to be all right. And she will let you know, no matter what, everything's going to be all right. Try and hold on to that.
Great advice. Sending you love to Topaz Sky. For some reason, um, my chat keeps disappearing for some reason, and it's only leaving the emoticon, or emoji, I guess you call it.
Well, okay.
Yeah, it's weird. Earlier it did it with a smiley face, so it's something about putting at. So I was just actually telling Topaz Sky, sending them love. Uh, oh, I want my horses and singing voice back, Topaz Sky says. I feel you. I want to scroll back up and make sure I haven't missed anybody here. You guys can put your questions down below. Let's see, I did have one from. Where are you? T Light had one. Let me find that one here. Okay, here it
So,
is. Go ahead.
okay.
We'll give it time to
Christine
pop.
White just said thank you about her grandmother. She said, "I truly love her. She's the most beautiful person alive." And that just made me feel as though that kind of adoring each other. And this is something that she adores you in that same respect. And that is a telltale sign that you are sharing other lives together. that adoring somebody that you don't think you can, uh, you know, yeah,
Yeah, that connection that lasts lifetime to lifetime.
right.
Right.
It's deep. It's
Yeah, it's
deep.
very deep. T Light, thank you for the question. Does my grandmother Pauline, whom I've whom I've never met, but feel her energy so close my whole incarnation, have a message for me? So Pauline to T Light. Does Pauline have a message for T Light? Thank you so much for the question.
She seems like a fast talker, and she's saying just don't pay any attention to that. Like sort of sort of like very reassuring and in control type of person, and and a fast talker. Like she could tell a story and she could talk your ear off. So I'm not sure if this is a trait within the family, but she had a lot to say, which is good for a medium that wants to communicate with a spirit. Want to know more. She's she's given instructions. She's she always has like a tip for somebody. You know, if you need to get that stain out of that shirt, you want to take it over there, you want to get these things, you want to like she's always giving instructions, always giving tips, always helping somebody out, always sort of like not lecturing, but you know how somebody needs a pep talk, or you know how somebody needs to hear um how things are going to go when they don't know how things are going to go, and somebody that's been there kind of tells them the story of how it's going to go. Like she is there to coach almost. She is there to encourage. She has this type of energy. And what she's telling me is this is what she's doing for you. And she may be one of your guardian angels as well, that she is coaxing you and coaching you and teaching you and talking to you from the other side, that this was a pre-birth promise. Hmm. She's lovely. She's very loving. I do see her with one of those hairdos, and they're showing me like Carol Burnett, where she had like the bangs that were a puff bang, sort of like a big bang, and then the hair was pulled back here, and then the back of the hair was like curly and like maybe tied up and curly in the back. But it's sort of like the style in the 40s or 50s where there's a puff here, and then it looks like the hair is, and I'm saying that, and I have a puff here, my but I don't know if you remember that Carol Burnett used to wear her hair that way when she used to play this woman. Isn't that funny? Yeah, she transitioned before you were born. But it was a pre-birth probably agreement between you and her. And I understand that you may not be able to validate some of these things, but I don't know if you've heard stories about her, or if you maybe
Seen pictures, even maybe. Yeah.
your family could have maybe told you about how what her personality type was. Um, but she is your coach, and she is attending to you from the other side. Mhm.
Very cool. That would explain why she feels that energy, even though she's never met her. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And it reminds me of that we saw that Cokesville miracle where that bomb had gone off and it was like all those children's grandparents came to like save them and nobody got hurt. We talked about it on the IMAC Open Tables. I think the episode before last, and it was a miracle. But it was so funny because these kids saw their grandparents that they end up seeing the pictures later and they're like, oh, that's the lady that was in the fire with me. You know what I mean? So of course, I would come and help my grandchildren for sure. So
I remember that, Shane. I did watch that. That was really it was riveting. And yeah, and then they had the image of the burned spot where they had the image of a person.
yeah, yeah, that was amazing. Yeah.
Miracles happen every day, people. It's
And death
really
isn't really final. Someone just said that in the chat I saw, where death being an illusion. I think it really is from this side of it. It's from this side it's real, but it's really not. When our loved ones pass over, they're just simply giving up their transportation on the earth realm. Is basically what it is.
right. That's,
Let's
well,
see.
thank you, T Light.
Yeah, thank you for the question. We have one from France, from Mario. Thank you for the question, Mario. How can I get fully in tuned with my higher self and get to my full potentials?
Okay. Thanks, Mario. I just want to say that T Light is saying spot on. Thank you. I feel so much love and peace. And she said, I wish I could post the picture for all of you.
Oh, wow. That's so cool. Thank you for chiming in.
And she says she looks just like her. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. There is more. I'm looking at a picture of her right now on my TV stand with her hair like that. You're a lot on. And she said, I look just like her too. Wow.
Wow, I'm bawling. This is so confirming. I know those feelings when you get those messages that you can just feel it, and it brings tears. It's overwhelming. It brings tears to your eyes. So I love that so much.
Wow. You're looking at her picture right now. Wow. Yeah, that's really interesting. Thank you, T Light, for that follow-up. I appreciate it.
Isn't that
Sorry,
amazing how much
Shane.
power the grandparents seem to have to step in and be right there? And what a cool way to, like, we always feel like this is the end of it, but what a cool stage to move on and help from the other side from a completely different perspective. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's not, it's way funner than it sounds like when,
Mm.
from our perspective, we miss people, right? And we're like, oh, they're gone and we miss them so bad, but imagine they're not really gone, so imagine what they're experiencing right now. How cool is that? And once you can kind of move away from that grief and to the wonder that they are experiencing right now and sort of live vicariously through the fact that they're already there where we're all going to go and they're helping from the other side, it's just really comforting.
It
Yeah,
is.
Paula
It
says
is.
grandma's rule, absolutely.
Aw, very nice. Yeah. Um, uh, we are all energy. Everything is energy. It's just changes form.
Mhm.
And it's important to realize that the power and the abilities that we have as humans are just not used. And the power of our thoughts, the power of our intentions, the power of our words, the power of our just manifestation, uh, and in every way, power of our focus. These things are all energy, and our loved ones on the other side are all energy. And it's important to understand that energy never dies; it just changes form. And to remember that you are energy. And it's a reminder about our spirit that is coming into this human existence.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, just to offer a perspective.
awesome. I love that.
Right. So let's take a look at Mario. How can I get fully in tune with my higher self and get to my full potential? So I'm just asking your guides. for the information that is most important for you to hear today, and that is for your highest good, Mario. They want you to listen. They want you to listen. They want you to um, they want you to listen and to apply the uh, the knowings. If you would record the information that you're hearing, even if it's just like a moment ago, I was getting what was it, the fire hydrant and the peacock and stuff. Sometimes messages and information comes through this way, and it's important for us to get a book or a journal that we record the date and what we the message that we received and what we think it meant to us that day. And then keep a record of this so that you have something to go back to and look at, and you'll find a pattern and you'll find a lesson. You'll find a repetitive lesson. Oh, well, they keep showing me this peacock. Maybe, and it's sort of like it's learning the language of the other side, learning the language of energy and interpretation. And actually they're correcting me, it's not interpretation, it's imagination. It's imagination. And they're saying to make a record of it. They want you to listen, record, and to watch the patterns. Wait, well, let me just see if there's anything else. You're saying, as much as you can, give ego grace and ask ego to step aside and to allow the spirit a 50% possession. Sorry, it's not a great word, but 50% access to your awareness. The spirit, the ego is asking to have grace and to step aside to a 50 percentile so that spirit can inhabit 50%, so that you can walk in balance, in harmony with both spirit and ego. And that's where they're going to stop.
I love that. Let's see. T Light chimed back in. I have a tendency to talk as you described when I am connected, very fast, coaching, advising, helping, and I always thought it was someone else coming through. I think I know who it is now. That's cool.
Wow. Thank you guys so much. Obviously these readings on this side, if you were just sitting in this room listening to me, wouldn't really mean anything. But because you're validating it and you're confirming it and you're recognizing it and it's resonating with you, and you let me know that, it allows me to trust spirit to bring through those fire hydrants, those peacocks where I'm like, what? Or the
Right.
hippos. The hippo, I mean, I don't know, but because you provide this feedback and that you allow yourself to accept the information coming in, I just want to thank you for sharing that. The feedback is really what makes this entire show. If I sat here and just gave answers and then we would end the show, nobody would get anything out of it. But because you're taking the time to type it out and to validate it and to stick with us, it's really making a huge, huge difference. So thank you very much for
Yes, thank you
everybody
guys.
that's providing feedback.
Thank you guys so much. Let's see. The next one comes from Antonin. My mom left several years ago. I miss her. Is she visiting in her spare time or having too much fun with the children and playing cards? Does she have any advice for me? Thank you for the question, Antonin.
Okay, great. So I just want to say, while we're saying appreciation and thank you very much for your feedback, I just want to say, let's show Shane some love. And if you are either in the chat now or watching after, please do hit the thumbs up. It helps Shane to get his information out to a wider audience. And please make a comment below if you think of something after the show, or if you're watching this after the show and you have a comment, that also helps too. And please do share. I'm on my channel, SunPsychic Jean, and Shane is graciously offering his channel and helping me out, and we're a team in this
Absolutely.
effort. So please do share this message and share this video and help Shane get the information out as well.
Yeah, and if you
Thank
guys
you,
aren't
everybody.
subscribed to Jean yet, her links are down below. You can schedule a private session reading with her if you don't want to do it on here, and you want to have it more one-on-one connection with a reading. It works a lot faster that way because you don't have to wait 20 seconds for the chat to come up. And so I imagine things go a little bit smoother when you can meet like that, and we don't have all these other things going on too.
Absolutely. Thank you, Shane. Thank you very much. So
No
let's
problem.
go on to, I'm just going to call her Antonin. Okay,
And
Antonin?
do you have a name for your mom too? That could be helpful. We always like the name of the person you're trying to connect with because it just, it's the identifier, if you will.
Well, I
A
don't know
first
if I've
name or
shared.
something.
Yeah, just her first name is good. And hi, Viben. And what it is that I have everybody who is here, their energies are all together and they all bring their loved ones. All of their loved ones are congregated. The women are congregated to this side in the dining room, and the men are congregated on this side, and they're all in a ball stadium. So they're all here. So for me to say, Mom, how many people are going to answer to Mom?
Right.
But I here she is. Mary Claire. All right, Mary Claire. Thank you very much. It just helps me to focus for her energy.
Yeah.
Our names are very important. And if you're soothing somebody, repeat their name back to them. It's very important. She's showing me a cobra. That's interesting. The first thing that I see is like a cobra snake. And I believe that what she's saying is there is something that you may need to let go of. There is something that you may be holding on to, and I'm not what was the I'm not sure if she is she's terribly missing her mom. Is that what she said? But there's something that your mom wants you to let go of, that it's important for you to shed whatever this burden that you're carrying, um, this this judgment that you're carrying and putting on yourself. Um,
Yeah, the original one said my mom left several years ago. I miss her. Is she visiting in her spare time or having too much fun with the children playing cards? But she had this follow up I put up on the screen. There's a funny story of why my mom left when she did. Could she tell me if I will attain my heart's desire? So, more of a specific question for her mom. Mary Claire.
mhm. Um, She is telling me that you are, it is, first, when I read it, I looked at it and I saw heart's desire, but I heard your soul's desire, that there is a soul purpose or a soul path that you're on, and that it has a trajectory that, as long as you follow your gut and your bliss, that whatever makes you happy, whatever not go by what other people say, what you should or shouldn't do, and follow your happiness. That this is a lesson that's difficult for us to learn, and to hear our own song inside of our soul. But this is a an opportunity for you to get to know yourself better, your soul better, so that you can understand the song of your own soul, and you can follow the clues. Uh, and it's almost like it'll be like an energetic. You'll get like a feeling, like you'll get like a something, like something you're feeling pulled towards something. That's the direction to move into. Or if you're feeling sort of blocked and you can't move forward, or you just can't do that, or you just can't get there, or something is stopping you, and it's sort of like making you feel either upset or ill, then that is a no. And they're saying that it's important for you to learn these clues about yourself, to love yourself. And this isn't your love's desire, this is your soul's desire. And this is to getting acquainted with oneself, and following the nudges and the synchronicities and the subtle direction from your own soul.
That's great advice. Yeah, if we can tap into that heart energy, like Abraham Hicks talks about, you stay into that in that vortex of creation. And but I guess the thing is like discerning what's my higher desire and my lower desire, as we were talking about, and Michelle and I were talking about. It's like coming up with that discernment of what that true drive is, and what our value is truly put in. So that was a great question, great answer, Gene. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Antonin.
Yeah. Next up, we have Jackie Klein. Thank you so much for this question, Jackie. She asks, last Saturday, I was awakened hearing voices outside my room just after 5 a.m., nobody home, and also was awakened to hearing my name being called. Who is this, or who are they? I sense nothing to fear. Thanks for the question, Jackie. Great question.
That's fun, Jacqueline.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And yeah, you're right. There is nothing to fear. And I too wake up to and hear voices. So that's why I'm smiling. And it's your clairaudience coming through, and you have the gift. And this, at this time in the planetary alignment, the and the veil that is thinning, and this month of October, and there is a accessibility that they can come in a little closer, and 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 create and interact with us energetically. So yes, this is what you've heard. This is a different realm, and it could be on the other side, or it could just be a different realm. But there is nothing to fear, and this is your clear audience coming in. And you will maybe hear this again in the shower, or if you have, how if you're, I don't know, not the dishwasher, but if you're running a loud appliance, and then you can hear people talk in the noise, it's almost like a noise. There's a little bit of, so it's sort of like a frequency. And when you are first coming out of your sleeping state, you're in a frequency where you can hear a little bit more, but you can pull this into your daily wakens life and listen for these messages. And um it's and it'll also, they're just telling me, because they're telling me to tell you what happened to me, but they're telling me that you're going to hear your own thoughts, but you didn't think them. It'll be in your own mind. It'll be in your own sort of uh voice, so to speak, but it'll be like you're reading a message and then all of a sudden you read volcano and you're like, why did I just read think volcano? I'm sitting here reading, or you're reading a recipe or something, and thought you saw volcano, or you thought of the word volcano. You're like, why am I thinking volcano? It's almost like unrelated, but it'll be a little more noticeable to you, and be patient with yourself. But you definitely have the gift. You definitely heard something outside, and this is a different realm, and it's your clairvoyance coming on. Congratulations.
Very cool. So, was she hearing? Are you feeling like she was just hearing spirits in general, or her guides, or you? She was wondering who. I guess it cut off some of the questions.
Okay.
Who this is, or who they are.
I think it is energy. It is spirits from the other side that are coming in close and merging in this realm. And they come back to visit, they come back to experience the energy, and you hear them talking. It's just, I don't think it's anybody known to you. I don't think it's anybody, I think it may be just people who have lived in the area before, or who have, developed the land, like it could be hundreds of years ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just energies and of past, of people who once were in that, on that land. Um, it's not anybody that is earthbound. These are just energies. I don't know how to explain it. Hmm, can you explain it, Shane? I think you know what I mean.
So
They're it's just
you're just saying like in the spiritual realm rather than from like the higher team from a different dimension, or higher density, or whatever.
That's what I feel that
Right.
you're hearing
Yeah.
is just common everyday conversation or talk by energies that are here, and they don't realize you can hear them. But they're only here visiting. They're not here like stuck here or haunting here. It's almost like their energies come back, or maybe even like a thought form, or an imprint.
Right.
Didn't
Yeah.
you something like
The
that?
thought. Yeah. Consciousness. Yeah. Let's see. Hi, Vibin says, love, love, love the validations. Wow. Thank you, Maria. Silver Moon says, peacocks will do what they can to get your attention. Wow. Uh,
Thank you, Silver Moon. That was very helpful.
and a fire hydrant, Silver Moon says, would mean maybe safety. Very much so. Putting out fires, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they are meaningful. It's just I don't know what they mean, and I can only relay the information and hope that it means something for you. When I see these things, like you would be like, "Oh my gosh, that he's a fireman," or whatever it would be. If it's not making sense to you now, then you know. Uh, but I do try and just share what I'm getting, especially that big old hippo with his mouth open. I was like, "Oh my gosh."
Right? Or the snakes. Antonin says she was very frightened of snakes.
Oh,
Rita says, thank you, Shane, for being you. Love you. Hi, Jean. Love you too. Thank you, Rita, for being here. We love you so much.
thank you, Rita.
Let's see. Oh, my thing just jumped on me here. Trying to make sure.
Take your time. I'm gonna take oof, um yeah, so tomorrow I'm gonna be on my friend's show. Her name is Allie, and it's Heart and Soul Connected. and I'm on at 1 p.m. Eastern and 10 a.m. Pacific. And then afterwards, I will be on my other friend's show, and they are called the Crone Zone. And they are two women who are very spiritually minded, and they love metaphysical topics. They do research on a topic, and then they talk about it on their show, and they do two shows a week. These ladies are phenomenal. They have had healing centers for several years, and they have so many experiences combined, and they're fascinating, phenomenal, and the delivery that they give you with this information is so empowering. They have like an energetic way about relaying this information. I'm just really very excited to be on their channel, and it's called The Crone Zone, and it's called Conversations with the Ancients. But if you look up The Crone Zone, you'll find them. And they're just getting their channel started, and they are wonderful energy, very high vibrational information, and it's really lovely. So if you want to check it out, I'll be over there at 3 p.m. tomorrow Eastern time, and I believe that's 12 noon Pacific. But thanks,
Perfect.
Shane. Sorry,
No
I was
problem.
just going to give a little
No,
commercial.
that's perfect. And are you going to post something on your community page, like a link to it, or?
Yes, yes,
Okay, so if you
I
guys
will.
get subscribed, you'll be able to check the community tab if you have trouble, looking up the what'd you say it was, the Crone Zone or the
The Crone Zone. Yes. Mhm.
okay, and that's on YouTube. Perfect.
Yes, on YouTube.
Okay, and I should probably mention I'm going to be next weekend. I'm going to be on iHeartRadio with the Twin Flame Divine Fire Radio folks, Alan and Sandra. We love them so much. I'm going to go hang out with them next weekend. So I will post something in the community tab and on Facebook and everywhere. So keep an eye out if you want to come join us live. I think they'll even do call-ins and stuff. So if you have any questions, you can do that.
Wow.
Perfect.
Wow, that's amazing. Hmm.
Awesome. Okay, so Ilona is here. Thank you for being here, Ilona. Thank you for the question. Any messages? Any message from my guides? What's my connection with Lyrans? Thank you for that.
Thank you, Ilona. Well, Ilona, the way that you asked the question um, would seem obvious, but I went in to double check, and they did say that you have had lifetimes in this um, it's not a planet, but the star system, I guess, right? Um,
Yeah, I
these are
believe so.
your soul family. You have incarnations with them. I want to know if you have connections with them here and now in this incarnation, or if this just past lives. I want to know if it's current, if they're in current contact with you, and I appreciate you letting me take the liberty to do this. They're telling me there is an aspect in your soul that is connected to the Lyrans, that they're telling me, they're giving me the term omnipresent, that the once you have a lifetime as a Lyran, you carry this imprint in your soul, And for all of your incarnations, you are forever connected to these Lyrans, and it is part of your soul. I know there's better terminology, but this is just how I'm. So that in this way, if you have, so your soul has the imprint of many different lifetimes. And when you incarnate into this world in this soul, you have these imprints on your soul. And when you see, feel, hear, and sense Lyran, this resonates inside of your soul. And they're telling me there is an aspect of your soul that is Lyran. There is not, it is not that you possess or shapeshift as a Lyran, or that you project to the Lyran spaceship at night and then come back. It is not like that type of a direct. It is more of a distance, an imprint, and a resonance. But they're telling me that this is why you feel the connection, because you remember the lifetimes, and that once you've been Lyran, this is becomes part of your soul, and that this soul inside this body has that imprint. But they're saying trust this, and you can build on this, and this is information and energy that you can call on, and sort of like conjure up into this lifetime, and use these traits, these experiences in this lifetime, uh, to assist you in this lifetime, so you can access this aspect. That's interesting. Wow. I see her say yes. Which part?
That was a while back. About the connection early
Oh,
on.
okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Because, yeah, I was curious. I'm like, is that only past life, or is that like right now? That's interesting. Wow.
Let's see. I had one and then I scrolled down and missed it. Let's see.
That's all right. No problem. Thank you very much, Alona, for asking that question. And that's information that I've not heard before, and I didn't know before today. And it was the imagery that they were showing me was really amazing. And it was much more involved, and I don't have the words to describe everything. And I just was trying to convey it in the most uh, precise way I could.
Oh, you did a great job. Perfect. I thought we
Hi,
had some more here and I'm not seeing any.
hi, Miranda. I see Miranda here. I remember when she told me she was
Yeah.
when she told me she came on and she said, "Hi, I'm new here." And I remember the very first time I answered a question for her. So, hi, Miranda. I do remember you. I remember that it made a really big difference to you, and that thank you very much. So Ilona says, is it possible that I'm here for the first time on Earth? Just as a follow-up, if you don't mind, let me just see if I can ask them. Is this the first? Let me use my pendulum so I don't have to go tap all the way back in. Is this the first time, Ilona, is this her first incarnation on Earth? Human incarnation on Earth? No. Has she been a human on Earth more than 50 times? No. Has she been a human on Earth less than 25 times? Yes, less than 25. Has she been a human on Earth less than 10 times? No, not less than 10 times. Has she been a human on Earth less than 20 times? Less than 20, more than 10. So between 10 and 20 times. Shane, I can hear your thoughts. You're like, aren't you going to drill down any more than that, Gene?
No, actually, I was thinking that, like, even under 20 is so, because I was surprised that I'd had so many here, because I felt like I must be new here because, it seems so jacked up. But I guess our memory within each incarnation, we just never forget how good it can get, right? And so there's something deep inside us that makes this feel not feel like home. But as my guides told me, the whole reason for the Starseed program was that we get born into the Earth program. I mean, we're actually
Wow.
coming into it and we're doing it this way, and we need to own it. We need to appreciate the fact that we've lived other places, but realize that, at least in this incarnation, we didn't show up on a spaceship. We actually came in through the system to change it, and not to get on a spaceship and head right back like so many of us want to do, right? Let's just get out of here. So it's not to exit the matrix, it's to help everyone get through it. So we got a big job here, but it's fun. It's an adventure, and the more we can just kind of relax into our role, the funner it will be, I think, even though it gets a little hairy because, all they have, for most people is death, right? That's the big thing to fear. But once you realize that's an illusion, that's not really the end. That's the end of maybe your role in this time around, but it's not final. And so there's nothing to fear, as you were saying earlier, Gene.
Yeah, fascinating. Thank you, Shane, for sharing that.
Oh, no
It's
problem.
huge perspective.
I'm wondering if I cut her message off. Miranda, we'll do Miranda's, and while you're answering hers, I'll make sure I didn't skip over anybody's because hers was close to the bottom. Okay, should we go to, let's see. Miranda has a follow up to that. Or if you're doing loved ones, I worry about my 37 friends who have died. One is my brother. Are any of them lost or stuck and haven't made it home? Do any of them have a message? My brother's name is Ryan. So I don't know how you want to tackle that. There's a lot there. Gene, sorry.
Yeah, there is a lot there, Miranda, and we can choose we can choose one for you, or you can let us know what is the most important. Would it be the healing center? Would it be your brother? Would it be anyone else? And if it is a specific person, if you wouldn't mind just giving their first name and if it's a friend or a relative or somebody, or a friend or what type of relative. But yeah, we're really sorry for your loss. I do remember you having some tragedy in your life recently, yet you are a light worker and a healer, and it's sort of like the wounded healer. It's sort of like we tend to carry these scars, and they transmute into a an ability to um, protect others from this traumas. It's into healing. Um, yeah, the wounded healer is a very I hesitate to say common. It's not common, but it's a frequent type of archetype, I guess you would call it. Mhm. So let's see, does Miranda, she said, sorry, maybe do healing center. Okay. All right, let me see about the healing center. They're showing me drums. They're showing me like uh drums that are similar to Native American, but they are indigenous drums. And it's almost like the drums that you would hear far off in the distance. Now they're showing me it may be like Australian, what are they called? Aborigine. type of drums, the way they would drum, and you would hear the resonance of this drum, and it would go across the land, and you would hear it. You would hear the vibration. It would be very faint, but you would hear it off in the distance. And this is what you're saying. They're saying that you're putting out the call, that you're putting out a vibration of the energy that's available, the healing that's available. And this just takes time to travel. I'm not sure if you have a drum or if you can drum, if you can focus on the energy of calling in those who are in need of sacred healing practices that you offer. Yeah, I would drum and give it time to travel. This vibration needs to travel.
Do you mean like literally drum?
I
Or
think so.
oh,
I
okay.
think
I
so.
didn't know. You
I
know, you
think
never know.
so.
It could be figurative or something. So
Yeah, no, I know, but this time I think it's really, they want you to drum. They want you to focus on the feeling that you're feeling and drum this feeling, drum the feel, drum the knowing, drum the call. Very primitive. You probably are doing like ancient healing. I don't know what kind of healing you do, but they're saying send out the call. Let's see. Oh, she's a drummer, and her brother and sisters are all drummers. Wow.
you know,
Oh
I was
my.
hearing your reading, and I totally felt like, you know, like when there's ever a group and everybody gets something different, like Secret Santa or something, right, or a fortune cookie, and it's like, man, why did she get the cool drumming one? You know what I mean? That's kind of how I felt. What a cool way to, you know, drum and bring in, you know, manifest through drumming, and I felt that sort of kid like jealousy. That was kind of funny. That it just sounds so fun, you know, a fun way of handling it.
That's why you drum. That's why your family drums, because you guys communicate and resonate this frequency. And they want you to go back to the roots, go back to the indigenous, fundamental sacredness of the drumming, and pray through the drum. Pray through the drum. And I see it once. I don't see it. I see it very, there's a rhythm to it. It's not necessarily hard. It's not necessarily loud. It's just a constant rhythm, and I'm getting chills head to toe. So whatever this is, I'm sure that you know what this is. This, I don't know what the beat is. I don't know if you can see me, but this is just what they're showing me. This is the type of drum. That's beautiful. That's why you drum. That's why yeah. Wow. Thank
How
you.
cool is that, huh? Wow. You've had a lot of really cool feedback, a lot of great feedback with, I mean, what are the chances, you know?
Now you know why I say that when I see a hippo, that I see a hippo, because
Right.
you never know. I do my best to relay the information that spirit gives me, and I trust that spirit has given me the right message. And one day that hippo is going to make a sense to somebody, but I'm like, what?
Absolutely,
But
yeah.
thank you,
And,
Miranda. You are magical, Miranda. Because
and
I remember you. I remember your first question really impacted me when I first answered your question. And I definitely feel your energy, and thank you for doing what you do. And thanks again for the feedback.
she said, I just remembered my son is a drummer too. So, wow. Yeah, it just runs in the family. So, yeah, channel that in. You know, it's a gift that you have that there's no telling how many lifetimes you guys have been doing this, you know, the power of that vibration and the 3D, you know. Because I heard they like would move stones with drumming and stuff, you know, they could levitate things with, you know, sound and vibration. So it's pretty cool. I think
It's
it's kind of a
sound healing. You're
lost,
right.
I think it's
You're
a
right.
lost art in many ways, you know, just because we think, what can we do with sound, right? But yeah.
Right.
That's really awesome. So I want to mention again, you guys, that I do have Jean's links down below. So if you want to get a private reading with her, one on one, you do it like through Zoom or something like that. Through video, and then you guys can go back and forth. It works a little bit quicker that way. And thank you guys for the feedback here. You can really see how helpful it is that you guys are in the chat and able to provide feedback right away. That's super important. So thank you guys all for being here. And what's our next date? Jean, do we have it right? Let me look, because I know I have it here. I don't want to put you on the spot. I got it right here. Normally I'm good about keeping it
I
in
have the 19th. Did we confirm that yet? The November 19th. Oh,
That's
it's
absolutely
tentative.
right. No,
I still have tentative there, but I'll make it confirmed.
yeah, so that's right, you guys. So we're going to be getting together. That's going to be the Saturday before Thanksgiving. How cool is that?
That's really nice.
Yeah, because that's after the third Thursday, but before Thanksgiving. So that makes sense in the Mandela effect world. That's how people remember Thanksgiving was the third Thursday, but apparently it's like the last or something different now. So
Right.
like to
Right.
slip those Mandela effects in there.
Wow. Wow. What an amazing group of people we have here, and the community, the family, the very highly vibrational, talented individuals, open-minded, and star seeds. I mean, we all come here together and enable us to do this together. And we thank you. We wouldn't be able to do it without you. So thank you, Shane. Thank you, everybody who asked their question, everybody who were here in the chat and was holding space for us and lifting up the vibrations. And thank you for everybody who watches later. And don't forget to give Shane the thumbs up and to share the video and get and spread the word. Spread
Yeah.
the word.
Think about I was thinking about Maria in the chat. She was talking about how much you've grown, like, exponentially, and I'm like, you sure have. I mean, think about from the time you called in that time to now, how much more you're getting into it, and all the great feedback you've gotten in the last couple of years. It really is encouraging for anyone else that to see how far you've come too. Like, hey, tap in, figure out, start to learn to listen and trust what you're getting, because it's something we can all do. We just have to get used to. It's kind of like I tell people, it's like, you've got your cable turned on in your house, but you never turn on the TV to check to see if it's turned on yet, right? So it's like one of those things, you got to play with it and try things out. We do little things at home, like where, guess the shape and color that I'm picturing now. And we'll do these little games, and it's cool to see people pick up on the color or the shape or whatever, or even get it all the way. It's like, how did you get it? But it's just a fun little game you can play with, and it's sort of like tuning those abilities and starting to use them and exercising them, I guess, is a good way to look at it.
It is. It's like a muscle. It's
Yeah.
I really have to practice all the time. And
But
yeah.
we can see it's working, though. It's beautiful. It's really encouraging. So thank you for being here, Jean, and thank you guys in the chat.
Thank you, Shane, and thank you, everybody.
All right, lots of love, light, and unity. We'll see you next month, you guys. Peace.
Bye.